some noise. All right, so I love Swiss Chalet. It's got the perfect mix of like lower class families with expensive taste and like really cheap rich people. Now, if there was ever a war between like rich and poor people, the treaties would be signed in a Swiss Chalet. For sure, for sure. I was actually on a date at Swiss Chalet the other day, and this chick said to me, she's like, James, you know, you look a lot like Ben Affleck from the movie Argo. I'm like, oh, thanks. She's like, yeah, if he lived in a tent under the Gardner Expressway. Just spooning with a bag of chili, you know? So I'm like, oh yeah, well you're a bitch. Yeah, not a good comeback, right? They just said, oh yeah, you look like you dress at a lost and found bin. Like that's where you get like your attire from, you know? So a weird date, guys. It was a weird date. You guys ever have weird things happen to you? Just me, I'm the only person in this room who's ever had anything weird ever happen to him. I feel special, guys. I was walking down the street the other day, and I saw out of the corner of my eye a raven flying out of a bush directly at my face. I was like, oh fuck, a raven, God! But I didn't get attacked. And I looked back and I realized that's not a raven. It's just a black garbage bag floating in the wind. That is fucked up, you know? Like, the weirdest thing about it is that my mind convinced me a raven was trying to kill me. I've never even seen a raven in my life. I've seen crows before. I read one fucking poem about a raven in grade 8 and it's haunted me ever since. It's like, thank you, Edgar Allan Poe, tormenting kids from beyond the grave. It's terrifying. And the worst thing about it, there was a group of people behind me, and they just, like, what are they thinking? This guy's terrified of garbage bags. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this idiot? This is the mind playing tricks on it, you know? I was driving with my friends one time, and I saw this like, really like smoking hot chick like biking up a bicycle. We all started saying like really degrading things about her butt, like, oh, it's a really nice ass, oh, like, you know, fucking sleep on that shit. And then we drive by her, and we realize it's just a 40-year-old man with long hair and great shape. Oh, that sucks, because now we have to drive around for the next 15 minutes awkwardly contemplating our sexuality. It's like my buddy's like, dude, was that gay? I'm like, no, it wasn't. Okay, I will give him the fact that he has a very nice butt. It's very true, but he should not be wearing Lululemon pants, biking up a hill, you know, like, unless he wants to be mistaken as a woman. My buddy's like, I said I'd eat cantaloupe out of his ass. It's just your mind playing tricks on you, man. I swear. It's weird though. I have weird shit. Weird stuff happens to me my whole life, guys. In my life, I've been hit by 13 cars. Seriously, I bet a baker's dozen of car hits against my body. You can't really measure those things. I was the only kid whose long-term life insurance premiums went up every 2 weeks. I was thinking my mom would come into my room and look under my bed for traffic instead of monsters. It's fucking weird. So, like, get this. So, out of all the times I got hit by a car, never once did I break a bone, right? My parents said, James, you must have a guardian angel protecting you. I'm like, a guardian angel? They're like, yeah. I'm like, fucking sweet. Now, I don't care like if you believe in God or not, but that's a stupid thing to say to a 10-year-old kid. Because I felt invincible, seriously. I'm like, the very next day, me and my friends are at 7-Eleven and we climb on the roof to have a rock fight, because that's what we did before there were cell phones. Yeah, as these ladies would know, because they love cell phones so much. It's great. But anyway, you know, that's what I always do. When I come to a comedy show, I'm like, I just get a text the whole night in the front row, you know? That seems like a good thing to do. I'm on the roof with my friends. This is an exciting story, ladies. It's good. I'm on the roof with my friends, and I'm like, hey, guys, I bet you a bag of candy that I can jump from this roof to that pine tree. All my friends are like, dude, that's a 35-foot drop. You got the one friend who's like, do it, Hammond, do it. He can make it. So I'm like, guys, don't worry, guardian angel. Boom, I jump up, and I made it, right? So instantly, I had this I just fucking felt like I was invincible. So pretty much, I'm saying religion is stupid, I guess, is the point of that joke. This is hammer at that point home. Anyway, so I'm scared of cars, naturally. I don't like, but I like to travel, you know. When I was 10 years old, I went on a trip to the Appalachian Mountains, and I was pissed. There was no apples or Asians there whatsoever. And as a 10-year-old, I wanted to buy apples from an Asian man. Like, I was like, that's what I want to do. I saved up all my quarters. You're gonna get a bag of them. I don't know, speaking of traveling, I was reading the Science Journal. I know, I read. The guy who's the model for the teeth on the smoke packs reads, guys, that's right. And I was reading, it said flying, statistically, is the safest way to travel. You guys ever hear that? Yeah, obviously. That's where you guys go, yeah, we've heard that. I think that's stupid, because I can't think of the last time I was taking a leisurely stroll 6,000 meters above the Atlantic Ocean when the engines in both my shoes failed and I spiraled out of control to my death. Oh wait, I forgot, shoes don't have engines in them. That doesn't happen. That's really, first of all, anything that has an engine in it is just way more dangerous, because it can explode. No, no one? No, right? See, maybe I'm just a little more wary of combustible engines due to all the times I've been hit by a car. Who knows? Maybe it's just me. Or like, secondly, like, when was the last time you were biking to 7-Eleven and, you know, for Slurpees, and the Al-Qaeda came out of nowhere and hijacked your CCM, and then just flew into the World Trade Centers? That doesn't happen when you bike places, mainly because the Al-Qaeda are not in the market for a new bicycle, you know? They want terrorism or something, I don't know. Statistics are stupid though. Like, I could technically put on a blindfold, crab walk backwards across the 401, high on heroin, and statistically that's the safest way to travel, because 100% of the people who travel that way are dead. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking retarded. Seriously, statistically speaking, I think anthrax has to be the politest form of terrorism. At least you get a letter with it, you know? Imagine that, like, to whom it may concern, you are now dying from the effects of anthrax. Your friend's the terrorist. Well, I don't know about this whole dying thing, but at least they were courteous enough to send a letter, you know? So I don't like flying. That's the incentive of that joke, guys. I don't like flying. But since I'm on my terrorist material, I might as well do a joke. So 2 World Trade Centers walk into a bar. It's a joke, guys. You can laugh. The bartender says, "We don't serve your kind in here. You gotta leave." Naturally, the North Tower looks at the South Tower like, "It's fucking racist, man. Why not?" And he's like, "Well, first of all, there's no smoking allowed in here. Secondly, last time you guys came in, you just got bombed and fell over." So I do a lot of walking, right? I do a lot of and I was walking by this playground the other day, not because like I walk by playgrounds purposefully, just like I was on my way to the grocery store, and I saw this fat African American child playing on a jungle gym, and I just thought to myself, isn't that precious? Let it sink. I looked closer though, and I realized it was just a black garbage bag floating in the wind. Do you mind playing tricks on it? You know, it's weird shit. So anyway, weird shit, like I said, weird shit happens to me all the time. Even when I have sex, I can't avoid it. It fucking sucks. You know, when you're being intimate, you don't want weird shit to happen. Like most recently, I was eating this girl out like 3 days ago, and I was eating her out, and like all of a sudden I saw this weird like white gooey stuff on the inside of her vagina, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh shit, that's my juicy fruit gum. I forgot to take it out of my mouth. That's just an example of how weird shit gets for me, alright? No one's ever done that? No one's ever actually got gum in their girlfriend's vagina? Let's get in. Let's everyone make some noise if you've ever left a piece of juicy fruit in your. No one? Alright, just me. Okay, half the crowd. That's crazy. So anyway, we're going at it, right? And she was really romantic. She called sex making love, right? You know, I mean, I don't mind that, but it's like now I feel like I have to make something, like somehow turn sex into a birdhouse. Thank you very much. It's fucking, so we're going at it pretty romantically, right? And all of a sudden I hear, you know, one of these. It's a queef, guys. We're mature about it, right? They exist. Okay, it's but I'm a gentleman, right? So I didn't like make any. I didn't acknowledge it. I'm like, whatever. I'll keep going. It's all cool. But then it happened again. And it was like. Now I was gonna say something, but before I could, she had the nerve to look back at me and say, "James, what the fuck are you doing back there, making all that noise?" Pardon me? How is it my fault? Your vagina sounds like Darth Vader having an asthma attack. At the bottom of a swimming pool, you know? It's not fucking, it's filled with mayonnaise or something. That's not my fault, okay? But I didn't say that. I'm a gentleman, like I said before. So I'm like, baby, that wasn't me. And she's like, well, that wasn't me. She's a bitch. She talks like that, okay? I'm like, no, that wasn't me. She's like, that wasn't me. I'm getting defensive now. I'm like, that wasn't me. She's like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Simultaneously, we both realize it's the guy in the bathroom stall beside us just taking a shit. Romance, guys, you know? Anyway, he didn't even give us a courtesy flush, so it was fucking bullshit. But anyway, I pull up my pants to get the hell out of there, and I look back, and I realize that's not my girlfriend. It's just a flock of ravens trying to kill me. Oh my god! That's a new one. I'm working on that ender, guys. Anyway, everybody, your next comedian is he's a very wise man, actually. He's like the Dalai Lama of our times. Everybody, make some noise. Put your hands together for the Blues